Welcome down the rabbit hole. I'm Katie, and yesterday, Christine Brown went on a podcast called Reality Life with Kate Casey, and she gave a really insightful and interesting interview regarding her decisions to leave Cody and her feelings about what's going down in the family now. I was so shocked to hear her on a platform other than TLC being so honest about her life. She speaks out about her motivations and the way that the family imploded as far back as when they first left Utah, moved to Las Vegas, and Cody started ignoring everyone but Robin. They lost their family culture. They left behind their prior community, and they eventually gave up their involvement in their church. Since then, Cody's been living a life of always looking for the next best thing, believing only Robin truly understands him, and so she's all that really matters. Let's listen to what Christine has to say in this bombshell interview.
Welcome back to another episode of Reality Life with Kate Casey.
So, first, Christine tells us that she was shocked to have people respond so positively and supportively to her decision about leaving Cody. She's shocked that her leaving has helped so many people feel validated in their own feelings, but her purpose was just to always be as honest as possible about her life on the show.
That never even occurred to me. All it was, do I go public with this story? And with me leaving, but I was honest for so many years, so I thought I might as well. No, I never dreamed that it would help anybody. And if that, isn't that everybody's goal? If we can just at least help a few people, that's like the vision. Mm-hmm. And I've been overwhelmed and blown away, honestly, by the amount of people that this has helped. And it's, if anything more, I just want to be a better person all the time because of it. It's just been so amazing.
Christine tells us that she actually really enjoyed having grown up in a polygamous family with multiple mothers. She loved her non-biological mom, and it cemented for her that she wanted to live this way, even though eventually her own mother left the marriage and the faith.
They were like incredible. And I remember at one point I realized that my mom wasn't super cool, and she would catch on to the trends, but always after the fact. And I realized my other mom was super, super cool. So I started asking my other mom for things instead, and for advice and things like that. And it was just fun to have both moms that I could kind of work with. I loved it. It was a wonderful, wonderful childhood. And I always thought that polygamy was just like the bomb. And all I ever wanted to live was polygamy, because I saw how incredibly awesome it was, especially for my grandmas.
Christine talks about meeting Cody. She says they were actually friends for 3 years within their church before they got engaged, and she calls him a great friend.
So, there were other guys that were interested in too. In our church, it's kind of we see a guy who we think is super cool and treats his family well and treats his wives well and his children well. And that's kind of oh, that would be, super interesting. And yeah, I'll go ahead and pursue that. But Cody and I would just hit it off. We just became friends, and we were friends for a long time. And it's not like he was, I asked him, I think, out of all the guys I know, I think you should be the one that I should marry. And he took that as totally a proposal. And it was just more it just seemed like it needed to happen. We were really good friends, and we've been friends for 3 years, and different people had come and gone and things like that. And we were still there.
So Kate acknowledges that they were good friends, but asked if they really ever had a romantic connection, because Cody is denying that now.
To me, yes. I would still say, to me, yes. I didn't know that Cody didn't feel like there was a romantic connection until he said so, 2 years ago? So for me, it was romantic. For me, it was everything that I wanted. And he was just the coolest, bravest, guy I knew. So, to me, it was.
Okay. I'm sorry, but here I have to interrupt and say, Yeah, this is the kind of stuff that really pisses me off when it comes to Cody. I believe Cody has decided to rewrite history now that he knows Christine is leaving him. He wants to childishly make her feel bad and insult her constantly. If he never really loved her or didn't care about her, he just wouldn't even bother to say anything. He'd move on and it would be fine. But he's making a concerted effort to tell Christine and everyone around him and the entire Sister Wives audience the shittiest things about Christine. It's kind of like thou dost protest too much, you know? Christine says once she realized Cody was just constantly claiming he had all these negative feelings towards being around Christine and her kids, she felt sad for only a moment before she started feeling empowered and just realized that she was done with him.
Well, you know what? If this has been happening for this long, then I'm done. It's over. I'm not pretending and I'm not going to keep doing this. If you really haven't been attracted to me and if you really didn't really want a relationship with me and you didn't really want to spend time with me, it was almost like this burden that got lifted. And I was like, all right, then it's time to move on.
Go Queen Christine. Later, I thought it was really sweet that Christine had a lot of really wonderful things to say about motherhood and how much she just really loves being a mom.
And to me, being a mom was the greatest honor of my life. It is the greatest honor of my life to be a mom. I think it's an absolute blessing every day. And I feel so grateful that I'm a mom.
Okay, so one thing I can absolutely say about Cody that I've come to believe is that he cannot stand when a wife starts putting the needs of her children ahead of him, or at least he perceives that they're being put ahead of him. I absolutely believe that Robin is the only wife who's willing to tell her kids to sit down and shut up when it's time for her to be with Cody, pay attention to him, and make sure he feels like the universe revolves around him. I believe she trains her kids to constantly act like they revere Cody so much. She just puts on this over-the-top show about him being in charge. I believe she knows that she desperately needs his financial support, especially for her older kids who are not biologically Cody's and whose dad is not very involved in their lives. The financial payoff for Robin has been huge, and I feel like she'll do whatever she has to do to keep that money rolling in. Christine gets into some really interesting commentary about how and when her feelings changed about her church and the concept of polygamy. She says she came to believe that the doctrine was really quote unquote fear-based and she didn't want to live in fear.
Yeah, a lot of little ones, I would say at first. Without it getting too deep into doctrine or anything like that, I just looked at the society as a whole as being extremely fear-based. I didn't realize I was really living in fear. And to me, it just seemed like, not that it tries to be judgmental, but I felt like it was a little bit judgmental and a little bit fear-based for me where I was. But basically, I just knew that polygamy wasn't right for me anymore.
I love this next part because she talks about having an epiphany, that God would want her to be happy, and she just wasn't happy anymore.
I just remember this day. I was in Flagstaff sitting on my balcony, and I had this gorgeous view, super beautiful. And I remember realizing, here I am in this beautiful view, and I'm not really happy. And I'm like, God, what's up with this? Seriously, I figure that he was a parent like me. And really, I just want my kids to be happy. And I figured he just wanted me to be happy. And it was like, dude, I'm not happy anymore. This isn't working for me. Do I really have to keep living polygamy? And he's like, no. He's like, I want you happy. This isn't working for you anymore. It worked for you great. It worked for you great. You are who you are today because of polygamy, because of the choices you made, and it's made you stronger, and you should be super grateful for that. Now just go on and move forward.
I just love that. I absolutely love that. I wish everyone could get to that place in life with themselves and their higher power. A realization that following your happiness is your one true calling. Okay, friends. So I'm only giving you some major highlights from the interview. You can totally try checking out the podcast yourself for additional insights from Christine. I am perpetually amazed at how positive and non-resentful she's been about the disintegration of her marriage. She's literally doing all these hard things with so much grace, and making the best damn lemonade she can out of the super sour lemons Cody keeps throwing at her. Meanwhile, in my opinion, Cody and Robin are honestly just two losers, fully stuck with each other. They don't look happy or healthy or like they're living some kind of fairy tale life. Yeah, they've got a lot of money and a mansion on the hill, but none of that could ever beat the amazing relationships both Christine and Janelle have with their amazing kids. And nothing beats the relationship Janelle and Christine have created and maintained with each other. I'm so happy to see them living their best lives. Thanks for joining me here tonight, friends. I can't wait to see you back here again soon so we can venture down another rabbit hole.